Hello there YouTube, this is Sibbles and Bits back at it again with month of Ravenswatch Early Access. Today we are going to be playing Aladdin. We're going to just go ahead and jump right into it as I explained here. Aladdin is sort of a... I don't know, like... It's kind of hard to describe his class, but the most prominent thing that he has about him is his passive, which is that he gets 3 wishes. And these wishes can be spent on a variety of things. They can be spent on a 250 damage screen-wide nuke. They can be spent on auto revives and shielding. Or, more prominently, what I've seen people use it for, and what we're going to use it for today, just as a demonstration at least, is that we can also use the wishes for money and items, which is early game progression in a game where you may not even necessarily run into an event that gives you these items. So we're essentially starting ahead of the curve here. And the reason why we space these out like this is because we now have guaranteed at least 75 dream shards, which means that up at the Sandman we can go ahead and we can duplicate any magical item that we want. So we go ahead, we take a look at everything that we got. We go ahead, we took a look at our starting trait. We're going to go ahead, we'll take slide attack. Okay. So then we're trying to take a look at what exactly here we would want to duplicate then. Power gaining charges is pretty good. Ultimate gaining cooldown is not so good for us. We could also just straight up reduce the prices at the Sandman by a significant amount and then just make any money that we find more appealing, but I don't necessarily think that that's a good plan. Like, maybe once they add Chapter 2 and games last longer, that'd be great. But I'm guessing what we want to do is we're going to want to reduce special cooldown by 40%. So we'll go ahead, we'll grab this, go up to the Sandman, and we'll go ahead and we'll make a copy of that. So now, we have a 40% cooldown on that, and so we're going to be able to spam our special much more often, which is nice. And these other two, we can go ahead and just put whatever we want on it. We'll take Horn of Plenty, which gives us life for each magical item that we have. It's honestly, like, quite ridiculous. I don't know how it exists. And we'll take a extra charge of our power. So, since we just went through all that business, let's go ahead and actually break down Aladdin here. So, he has an auto attack, or his attack just does 3 slashes. The third slash, of course, does AoE around him. It does okay damage. He does about as much damage as Scarlet. But his attack also uses something called enchantment, which we can't see it here, but there'll be a bar here that you'll notice as we're playing that'll like slowly fill up. We hit things with, what is it? When we hit things with the blades, we will gain that bar of enchantment, and then when we auto attack, we get rid of it. This is also my second time playing Aladdin, so bear with me. We also have access to a chargeable right click, which we can go ahead just let it out instantly, or we can hold it down and gain some distance on it. And I believe, yeah, it gets up to 50% damage when we hold it down. And then of course our defense is just a somersault, which gives us a little bit of iframes. seems like the only iframes that we have, but most importantly, it also is able to make things vulnerable for about 3 seconds. So that's kind of nice. Because a lot of characters usually have to spec for vulnerability, Pied Piper of course being one of the exceptions. So we're going ahead and we're looking at our map here. I think that just getting this item of power up here seems simple enough. We can go ahead and check this area right here that usually has something in it, not always. And then we can start heading down here. All of this should be easy difficulty, and again, we've got some... We don't really have much of a damage boost, but we do have a boost regardless.
It is far too quiet around here for my liking.
I thought I was going to be able to finish them in time there.
Not a creature in sight.
So I suppose what you could call him is sort of a rogue class. I don't know, but for the most part, what I've seen other people in the community, what my group is currently using him for, is basically as a support just to buff the team with the early game wishes. I'm not entirely sure that that is the best way to play him, but it's a way to play him, and if I don't know the character that much, maybe I should just go something with what's tried and true. But otherwise, being able to pop a whole screen for like 250 with one of his other wishes, that would allow you to like pop an early game Grim pretty easily.
That one is for you, Badra.
If I could press the right button, maybe.
A new lease of life.
Recently, I have switched my defense and special keys, or my defense and passive keys around. Because I've noticed that whenever I want to defend, I press the wrong button. But it has had notable impacts on characters that I'm actually, like, remotely good at. Alright. We'll take the Gene's Fury.
Easy work for a professional.
So we did actually explore this area up here. It's that dungeon that we can't get access to because we don't have a key. So what we're probably going to do is we're going to explore around the center here to try and get a couple more points of interest.
Got a few things to deal with first. That is a clean sweep. so dark, as long as we are together. I love sunrises. It is as if the whole world was bathed in gold.
So I'm kind of liking our start here. Admittedly, it took us a little bit to get into the zone here of
It's almost
piloting
pleasant
the
to hear
character.
those sparrows are around.
Sorry.
You would like it, Badra.
But
Not a creature in sight.
oh,
Is there no end to the fighting?
despite
Go
my
out and, get me that straw. I'll be waiting here to supervise the work.
despite what I usually say, we are going to try and get this event early. Oh, that was terrible. Luckily, we're relatively close to a level, so if we're able to push it, that should be fine. And so basically what we're doing is we're gathering these resources. Generally speaking, there's a circle around here to tell us where exactly these items can drop. But at least it's telling us where these bundles are, even though it's not getting rid of the bundle that we have already collected. Missed that one. Yeah, let's get some healing in here. We obviously need it. We have 2 minutes to complete this objective here. So I think we're going to fight for this final bits of straw, and then we're going to call that good.
An exploit worthy of a prince.
We actually might be able to complete this. Generally speaking, you don't have to. You can provide less than the allotted amount.
Nightmares. I have love on my side.
All right. This one also seems significantly easier than the one that sends you after stone. The issue is when we get to this part, though.
It's dirty. Alaric will be proud of me. They're here. We're doing run, hide, every bit for himself.
I am aware of these enemies over here, by the way. There's just not much that I can do about it. My goodness. Yeah, this one's actually, this part right here is actually much harder than the one where you go from stone, because when you go for the stones, they actually only come from one direction, not all the way around the house. I certainly hope we don't have many more waves here. Looking like it though, because they're just starting to spawn cultists on us. Oh yeah, I don't think we're getting this. So, yeah. One extra person would have made that a lot easier. I also probably could have piloted that a little bit better. I just don't know how I could have possibly been in multiple places at once, especially when the elites started spawning. Although I'm sure before it goes into the comments below, yeah, I probably could have used a couple wishes there, but the wishes are not worth winning that quest. Yeah, ever since we got that heal on our special, this has been relatively smooth. This is another locked location. It's a mini boss. little concerned at this point that we're not really finding a lot of growth.
It is far too quiet around here for my liking.
We're at least looking good as far as experience. We still have 10 minutes to gain 1 level, which is... if we have difficulties doing that, then something terrible has happened. This enemy right here is very deadly. We're going to want to get rid of it as soon as possible. You're probably in a tier 3 area. Yeah, this enemy right here is also buffing damage, which is not good. Yeah, generally speaking, you don't like seeing those enemies. And you only see them like deep in areas where your rewards are covered in red. My goodness, there's so much going on here. But again, so long as something's not hitting us for 60 damage, like in that last fight, we can kind of hold our own. Like, that was definitely spicy, but manageable. Oh. Ah, jeez. Well, we might try and snooch this life well over here then. Nah. We might as well do damage to bosses because our ultimate doesn't actually like deal damage like most other characters do. Kind of like to get that soon to show that off. Sorry, my throat today. I'd honestly love to see some cash up here. Okay, so our ultimate allows us to buy more wishes for 150 dream shards. Generally speaking, this is worth it.
Ladra, lend me your strength.
We brawl a lot. Let's go ahead and get some crit
Easy
chance.
work for a professional.
And in 70 seconds, we should be able to buy another wish, which is going to be like just before the final boss. We'll be able to buy another one during the final boss, which we'll probably use just to deal 250 to the boss. We actually have no reason to be fighting there. I'm just trying to get more practice, honestly. So like these enemies, no real reason. They're not defending anything. We're level 5. We'll go ahead and snooch this while we're down here. We're probably going to try and get this this red chest up here, because it's another magical item to give us more health, all of that business. And the rich get richer.
One for the collection.
But we're not going to get there at all. I just realized I thought we had a whole another minute. So we just need to try and get a little bit more cash. To give us a little bit more damage. Still, I think this is pretty good. Would have liked to have gotten that tumor probably, but again, that's just poor time management on my part. Let's see if we can actually do this. Our power's really cooking. suppose I could have vulnerable him before I did that. Gonna have to probably do 3 more neutrals, to be honest.
I'm sure the Ravens would like to see me back so soon.
Ah, I got too greedy there. Maybe it'll just take 1 more neutral? I don't know.
Padra, lend me your strength. What good is gold?
Oh my good lord. That one got a little bit close, but we still made it. Was it because we actually got relatively good near the end, or was it because we popped 3 wishes at the start? You go ahead and leave that down in the comments below. Was it the Aladdin difference? These are all pretty good. But yeah, Aladdin's more of a technical character. Also has obvious, like, huge burst mechanics, however you want to call the wishes. Either burst damage, burst growth, or burst healing. The one that we didn't show because, well, I feel like it's much better in party play if you were to use it. Just pretty much AoE, revive, full heal, and shields everyone on the party. But yeah, especially because his baseline ultimate allows you to buy more wishes. It's definitely an interesting concept because I don't know why. Like, maybe if you had a specific trait or upgrade that you wanted to upgrade to, like, legendary, but like we were running around with commons and we were doing pretty good. Like, granted, our power, like, multi-hit that we were using a lot because we were spamming it, That in particular was like rare, which is like 1 up from common. We were still like clocking quite a bit of fights and doing relatively well. So as of right now, I don't know why you wouldn't like use them on money, unless of course like we had in that last fight there, just using a wish on power in order to just nuke the tentacles and go straight to the next phase seems good, because it's honestly the interaction between the boss and the tentacles that usually makes you take damage in that fight. But yeah, I don't know. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the Aladdin run. If you have any feedback whatsoever, be sure to leave that down in the comments below. Whether it's comments, questions, concerns, misplay alerts, any of that, I want to see it. And until next time, I'll catch you guys around.